Greetings YouTube and welcome back to another vlog. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm not doing too bad myself though. It's really cold today. It says 4 degrees where I am though it feels about like -4. Hence why I had to put this flannel shirt on. And I'm wearing a long sleeve t-shirt underneath this as well. Just to keep warm. In fact my hands are freezing as well so I have to like blow on them to keep them warm. I mean, I don't want to go on camera wearing gloves. I look like a right pillock. Saying that, I'm a right pillock at the best of times, so it doesn't really matter. I do apologise for the lighting as well. The weather is a bit up and down, so even if I try and adjust the camera, it'll still just go much dimmer when it shouldn't be, and it'll go bright when it shouldn't be. Getting the balance right sometimes is just nigh on impossible. So sometimes you gotta live with what you have, so you gotta keep you have to how can I put it, you have to make do with it, make do. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I always ask this because I like to interact with my viewers. Doesn't matter if I get one comment or two, though there are times where sometimes the comments don't come through, even though I know they've commented, but I don't know. YouTube is a little bit sensitive when it comes to words, but yeah. But yeah, on the last vlog, my good friend Del, but he asked me some questions, and he said he asked me if I could answer them in my next vlog, which is what I'm going to do today. But yeah, I'll be talking about other stuff as well, but I just want to get those questions out the way. Yeah, so he's asked me 5 different questions, and there's all different types of how can I put it? There's all different types of genres. There's all different types of questions. Not just like it's a mixture of everything. So here we go. So his first question is, I wrote it down on a piece of paper. However, I do apologise if I read some of the questions a bit wrong, because sometimes I can't even read my own handwriting. But I'll read what I've got. So here we go. Question 1 is, what is your favourite food at a football match? I mean, at a football match or whatever, I don't really eat anything at a football game or heck any sporting venue. In fact, I haven't even been to a sporting venue for quite a number of years because it's expensive. And also, as I say, yeah, I don't fancy going out to stuff like that when the weather's this cold. Yeah, because we got a bit of a cold snap at the moment. But I digress, so yeah. But I have eaten food at a football game once. And this was, we're going back to 2007, 2008, that sort of time. So what happened was, I used to go to a youth club, and he asked me, he said, Keith, do you want to go to watch a reserves game? I thought, why not? It was at my local stadium, though, at the local Widnes Viking Stadium on Lower House Lane. So yeah, which was obviously the old ground used to be called Norton Park. But anyway, I remember we went there. Yeah, it was a game between Everton reserves versus Sunderland reserves. So me being a Liverpool fan, obviously I was cheering on for Sunderland, even though I don't really know much about Sunderland, other than I know we've had quite in the Premier League. They've had some good players like Kevin Phillips, who of course, he was a Golden Boot winner back in 2000. There was Kevin Phillips, a few other footballers. Again, but I need to get back on track. So I was watching the reserves game, and at the stadium, obviously, they had like a food stand. So because it was quite a cold night, I ended up getting myself like a meat and potato pie or something like that. I enjoyed it, so I'll probably go for that as my answer, though, a meat and potato pie. But if I was having a drink, it'd be a hot chocolate, especially when the weather's a bit nippy. If it's warmer, then just a bottle of water or a can of Coke or something like that, fine. Or a Mars bar, probably something like that. So I'd go for those. I mean, I don't really eat stuff like that very often, but I do enjoy it. But if it's a sweet or something, if it's like chocolate, just a Mars bar will do. A Mars bar, or I don't know, a double decker, anything like that. So yeah, so that's the first question. Number 2 is favourite film and TV show of 2024, which was last year. And this is going to be a bit of a disappointing answer. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't got any. I really haven't. In fact, the last modern film I watched was in 2023. Well, it was a film that came out in 2023 and I bought it last year. And that would be Oppenheimer with Cillian Murphy. Yeah. And the thing is, I'm not a fan of Christopher Nolan's film. Christopher Nolan's films, I find him extremely overrated. Stuff like The Dark Knight, Batman Begins and all that lot. No, not for me. I don't do stuff like that. But Oppenheimer was absolutely fantastic. But I will say, though, the film, the only criticism I have, which a lot of people do say, it does drag on perhaps just a bit too long. Yeah, the 3-hour length, though. A film like that should be about, 2 hours tops. That's probably the only criticism I have. Even though it is from 2023, I just haven't got anything from 2024. Same with TV, really, because let's be honest with you, most TV these days is absolute shit. There's no ifs or buts about it. I mean, you may find some enjoyment, but I don't know. I just don't like the way TV's been going for the last couple of years because they just don't want to offend modern audiences. Well, they should just grow a fucking backbone. It's as simple as that. But yeah, I can't really think of any, I'm afraid to say. But yeah, we'll move on to question number 3. Name the best sitcom from the last 10 years or so. So the last 10 years be, I'd say, between 2015 to now. There's only one I can name. There's only one. And that is Car Share with Peter Kay. Absolutely hilarious. I'm a massive fan of Peter Kay, though. It didn't take me until 2010 to get into his stuff. But yeah, Car Share with Sean Gibson, absolutely hilarious. It was one of the funniest things I've watched in quite a long time. I wish he had done more episodes of it. They did they done 2 series of it, and then they did 2 specials, which were absolutely fantastic. I mean, for those who haven't watched it, you'll absolutely enjoy it. Yeah, it's Peter Kay at his absolute best. But, what's it at his best, but it's still hilarious. I think his best was probably Phoenix Nights, but Max and Paddy, still absolutely fantastic. But those shows were from the 2000s. But yeah, Car Shares 2015, 2014, that sort of time. But that's all I can really name. Mrs. Brown's Boys, I liked the first couple of episodes, but after that, no, it just became too predictable. And you can see a joke coming before it even begins. You can tell when a joke is coming in that before it actually arrives. And I thought it's just not funny at all. I didn't even watch the film, but a lot of people said it's absolutely horrific. Steer clear. But yeah, I was going to mention the In-Betweeners, but that came out in 2008. I had a look. Again, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, that's the only sitcom in the last 10 years or so I liked. I know they did the reboot of Frasier. Not the same. It's just not the same. There's no Niles, there's no Daphne, there's no Martin because John Mahoney passed away quite a few years ago. It's just not the same. But I'm not sure. I think Frasier Crane moves back to Boston because obviously he was in he was in Cheers, yeah, Kelsey Grammer. But yeah, and I'll go for Car Share Peter Kay. Absolutely fantastic. Number 4, favourite sporting hero and why? And that is probably the hardest question that anyone could ask me. I do have one, but it's not football related. You expected me to say a Liverpool player, though. I mean, like I say, it used to be Michael Owen, but then it ended up being another sporting hero, and it's a Formula 1 driver. I think you know who it is, but I'll explain. I'll mention him in a second. I think you know who it is. But yeah, I had loads of idols in football, like Michael Owen, Robbie Fowler, Steve McManaman. Even though by the time I was watching, by the time I was probably watching football, he was at Real Madrid. We had him, Steven Gerrard. But they had like other like footballs, Beckham, even though I'm not a fan of United, but what a player he was. Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo, yeah, R9. Though Cristiano Ronaldo is still a great. And he's still playing at 40 years old. Ronaldinho, Messi, Maldini, if they go on loads. Footballs. Then, like, you have snooker, it'd be like Ronnie O'Sullivan and Steve Davis. But my favourite sporting hero growing up, it was Michael Owen. But it's another Michael, different sport, and it's Michael Schumacher. I don't know, I've never seen anyone as passionate as him ever. I've never seen driving like it my entire life. This was when I was heavily into Formula 1. I was just well impressed with Schumacher. And people probably said, "Oh, you're only chosen because he was winning the title pretty much every single year." Even if he wasn't winning the title, even when it was like Fernando Alonso in 2005 and 2006 doing it, Schumacher, I don't know, he was the sort of driver. He was the one who was, how can I put it? He did all his, he didn't say much. He didn't need to because all his talking was on the pit, was on the track. Doesn't matter whether it be Spa, Monaco, Silverstone, wherever. His driving and his passion, I've never seen anything quite like it, if I'm being honest with you. And honestly, I don't think I'll see another F1 driver as good as him again in my lifetime. I mean, you've had some ones that have come close, like I mentioned Fernando Alonso, and that was when he was racing for Renault. Hamilton. I mean, some degree Max Verstappen, but, you know, not his biggest fan, but I respect what he's doing. But yeah, but Michael Schumacher, what a legend to the sport, what a legend in general. But yeah, you had his brother Ralph. He wasn't as good. He tried his best, but nah, it just wasn't fit to put on his helmet, you know. And then we briefly had his son Mick in it. Again, tried his best, but just wasn't up to the task. Just because of how great because of how great Michael was, doesn't mean that it's going to translate well into the family. But yeah, I was just impressed. I mean, I was already a fan of Ferrari to begin with, and I still am. Though I don't watch the F1 as much as I used to because it's like there's more technology and stuff. I don't know, but yeah, Ferrari, we've had some good races during that time other than Schumacher. Rubens Barrichello, Felipe Massa. I know he very nearly won an F1 title in 2007, and that ended up going to Kimi Räikkönen. He nearly won it again in 2008, and it ended up being Hamilton. Though Hamilton could have actually won the Hamilton was so close to winning his first F1 title in his rookie season in 2007. So that's it. He's my favourite sporting hero of all time, Michael Schumacher. And his last question, probably the easiest one. He said, if you could change one thing about the Commodore 64, what would it be? The the actual keyboard itself. Now, as I say, the design of the Commodore 64 is fine. Doesn't matter whether it's the bread bin model or the C64C. The model of the computers, both are fine. It's the actual keys itself. They just feel, the keys are dead springy, and sometimes when you press on it, it sometimes doesn't feel as if you pressed on it hard enough. It just feels too spongy sometimes. That's where the Spectrum shines, and the Amstrad does as well in its keys. But yeah, we're talking about the keys on like the Spectrum, the ZX Spectrum 128K. Not the 48K because they're like rubber keys, but yeah, the 128K, whether it be like the Toast Rack one or the Plus 2, even the Amstrad, they had better keyboards because at least when you pressed on them, they felt more clicky, felt more responsive. That's the only thing that I would change about the Commodore 64. Other than that, it's perfectly fine the way it is. It's just the keys are just a bit more clicky, But I get why they done it. But that's the only thing that I would change about the Commodore 64. Just the keys. Just wish it were a bit more clicky. That's it. Everything else hunky dory. So that's all the questions that Dell asked me. So thank you very much, mate. I really do appreciate them because, as I say, it gives me something to talk about because usually I haven't got really anything else to discuss. And as me, I'm just trying to scratch my brain thinking for things to talk about. And it doesn't help, especially when I haven't bought any pickups, haven't got any this week. I'm hoping that some will arrive next week, if I've actually found anything. So, anyhow, that's that. So the next thing I want to talk about, and I was talking to a few people who feel the same way that I do, and it's the subject of AI, and my God, is it absolutely getting on my goat. But the thing is with it, AI, when it's used in the right way, thumbs up, no quarrels, nothing, no issues about that. Where I do draw the line is when they're advertising it constantly, and it's advertising it in the way where it's being advertised in a way where it's just fucking lazy. And you get loads of adverts talking about AI this, AI that. And it's like as if they're rewarding laziness over actual fucking hard effort and work. Oh, you could do this if you type in a little command, it'll just do that for you. That's not using your brain though, is it? I've seen people just do that for like their homework or their assignments. And yeah, and the thing is, at least some universities are clever enough to catch on to this, so... Because they have things where, I don't know, I think you can prove that I've used a computer to do all the work for you instead of using your fucking brain, putting in all like the hard effort. And it's like as if, you can't, it's like as if no one's using like pen and paper anymore. I prefer using pen and paper if and when possible. And then you have these adverts saying, oh, you can do this, oh, you can do that. Yeah, you could do that. Do you think it's stopping you from doing this, actually putting in the effort yourself? Because when I'm actually doing something, like, physically, I feel rewarded. But when you get someone else to do it, or a computer to do it for you, you don't get that level of satisfaction, do you? So honestly, how can anyone be happy just putting in a few commands and let it do it all for you, whilst I sit there and do absolutely nothing? It's just lazy. Yeah, I can say they're rewarding lazy behaviour and predictability. Well, lazy behaviour and unpredictability over actual hardware. Oh, well, no, I think I worded that wrong. I was meant to say they're rewarding laziness and predictability rather than something a bit more clever and more spontaneous. And you just get adverts promoting it all the time. I'm sick to death of it. I'm getting videos recommended to me on the subject. And the thing is, the videos that I watch have no fucking resemblance or no relevance to AI. I watch the stuff that I like, whether it be the gaming channels, the ones that I follow, like the smaller YouTubers, and then like football channels and fan channels. I don't watch anything that has anything to do with AI. I'd rather watch someone who's actually human, and you can tell that their opinions are valid, proper opinions, not ones that sound robotic that you've heard 1,000 times, like what you hear on the news. And it's like, and you get these morons who just repeating the same words over and over again and not knowing what they actually mean. And you have these people using big words that honestly are fucking useless. Just use words that most people understand. Don't use the words that you've swallowed a whole thesaurus or a whole dictionary. Don't use big words that mean absolutely fuck all. Just mention. I mean, it's good to vary your vocabulary, but when you're using big, pretentious words like you're using big words like you've been to university when you haven't even when you left school at like 15. Yeah, come on, don't pretend to be something you're not. I can see through it. Most people with a brain, even those with a brain cell of like 1, can figure that out. But for those people who can't, give your head a wobble. I know I'm sick and tired of seeing people using like big words where most people don't understand, but they expect you to understand it. And then they get pissed off at you because you haven't got the brain capacity like me and all that lot. Who gives a shit? I mean, obviously, I don't expect people to be dumb, but I also don't want people to be like a smarty brainy ass. Oh, I've got an IQ of 400 or something like that, and then you wonder why you haven't had a fucking girlfriend to give you a hand job. But yeah, I don't know. It's just some people. They get really dumb people. Again, the ones who can't differentiate between the right yaw. They use the wrong yaw. They spell lose wrong. Put an extra O in it to make it the word loose. I've seen it where they've added an extra letter O in the word losing to make it loosing, even though there's no such fucking word as that in the dictionary. You see it all the time nowadays. You see it. And I also think with some ways with AI and all that lot, people just gonna keep spelling simple words incorrectly, or 3-letter words, 4-letter words wrong, or use the wrong word for that situation. But then you get to spell 12-letter words perfectly. So what the fuck is that about? If you can spell a fucking 13-letter word properly, how come you can't differentiate the right your or there? Because there's other kinds of but it makes no sense. Make it make sense, people. But it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't make sense. And you're thinking, oh yeah, you're getting worked up over nothing. Yeah, but if you don't talk about it, nothing will get done with it. Nothing will happen. People just accept shit like that. They'll just keep lowering their fucking standards like what some like football fans do. Like, again, I've been saying it. They'd rather reward failure over success. Oh, you tried your best. Here you go. It's a pat on the back. What you did, you won. Fuck all. You're a fucking loser. It's as simple as that. Always, you have to finish first. It's like nowadays if you do like a sports day at school. Oh yeah, you finished 90. Well done. Here's your fucking medal. I know where I used to get stuff like that. Here you go, as a pack of sweets. Like, nah, I don't want your sweets. Fuck off. I lost. Fuck off. I'll just give it to the person who won. Again, like I say, reward failure. It's just getting worse and worse. Yeah, they didn't. As I say, they frown upon people who who have put in the effort, and then those who finish second, oh yeah, well done, you tried your best. If you finish first, oh yeah, we don't like you, we'll just shun you. We'll just block you out like as if you don't exist. Yeah. I'm just sick and tired of it. People nowadays would rather be lazy than actually do something more productive. Oh, but I have mental health issues. Yeah, some people, fair enough, some people do have that. But then you have those who will just use that as an excuse, as a get out of jail card, so that people can feel sorry for you. It, as I say, it just gets thrown about these days to the point where you don't know if someone's being genuine or disingenuous. You just don't know, do you? I'd like to know. Yeah. I've just had enough of that. But yeah, anyway, I'll probably move on to something a bit more positive. The football, unless you hate it. I would rather watch a game of polo or lacrosse or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, we played Tottenham the other night. Yeah, it was on Thursday night. We beat them 4-0, 4-1 on aggregate, because in the first leg we were absolutely rubbish. Losing 1-0 when it should have been probably 2 or 3 to them. But my God, did we respond. You'd expect Tottenham to have shown a bit more, I don't know, passion in the semi-final. But no, they go and absolutely, completely bottle it. The first half, Liverpool were a bit nervy, didn't settle into the game all that much. We made it 1-0. Yeah, the first goal, I think it was from Gakpo. I think it was him, or was it? Yeah, it was him, actually. I was just trying to remember who the goal scorer was. The second half, and then Tottenham gave away a penalty, so Mohamed Salah stands up, and my God, it's one of the best penalties I've ever seen. He hits it. Yeah, he hits it top bins, where the Tottenham goalkeeper couldn't have done anything about it. And then it was 3-0. Dominic Szoboszlai, who has come through leaps and bounds. Yeah, what Arne Slot has done, and this is his first season in Liverpool, absolutely fantastic. He's done more than what I was expecting, to tell you the truth. I was expecting a bit of a drop-off compared to what we had when we had Jurgen Klopp. But we were doing well. And then in the 85th minute, Virgil van Dijk, the captain, heads it in, makes it 4. And and the game finishes 4-0. And then, like, Tottenham, obviously their heads are down. And a team like that are battling relegation. It's weird though, because Spurs finished, where did he finish last year? 7th or 8th. Yeah, they're down in about 16th in the Premier League. Absolutely embarrassing. And it's their worst season in the Premier League since 1994. But if it gets worse, it could be 77. That was the year they end up getting relegated from the first division, but they'll do enough to stop. The problem with Tottenham is they can score a lot of goals, but they also concede a lot as well. So it'd be weird seeing a team get relegated with a plus goal difference. I'm not sure if that's ever happened in English football. It might have done, but I'm not 100% certain about that. Someone may have to correct me on that. But I say we're through to the final against Newcastle, yeah, the League Cup final, which of course Newcastle beat Arsenal 2-0 on Wednesday. Yeah, they beat them 2-0, 4-0 on aggregate, because Newcastle won the first leg at the Emirates 2-0, and then they done the same at St James's Park, and it should have been about 5 to Newcastle. Arsenal had no clue on what they were doing. And that's it. They're out. So we've got Newcastle in the final. As a Liverpool fan, in some ways, I would have preferred Arsenal. Would they have been easy? No. But I reckon Newcastle will be a hell of a lot tougher. So all I can say is, may the best team win. I hope it's us. But if it's Newcastle, who've not won a cup since 1955. then yeah, massive kudos to them, and I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, we've got an FA Cup game on Sunday away down at Plymouth, which was the club that Wayne Rooney was manager of, but he's been sacked since then. So the game might be a bit harder. Plymouth will be up for it, like they should be, as they should. And I reckon Slot will use a slightly weaker team and then rest like the bigger players for the Merseyside derby on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday the 12th it is. I thought it'd be Tuesday the 11th, but it'd be like a 2-game break, a 2-day break, but it's a 3-day break, so that'd be the 12th. It'd be the 12th of February at 7:30. But I think it'll be very, very difficult. It's always hard when we play Everton at Goodison Park, and especially with David Moyes back. With him back, I'm expecting it to be really difficult. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Everton do get a point out of us. I wouldn't be shocked at all. David Moyes has done it before when he was at Everton. He's managed to get results out of teams like... He's managed to get results against like Arsenal. He's done it against United, Liverpool a few times, and even teams like Chelsea. So I'm expecting it to be difficult, and the team is rejuvenated, I will say. Yeah, he lost his first game back, which was against Aston Villa, but I will say though, since he's returned, that they've been playing well. I mean, at the moment at the table, it still doesn't look great for them, but they're fine. They're staying up. They won't be getting relegated. Though if they kept dashing, if some of the players kept downing tools, the position in the Premier League would prove to be a bit more difficult. So that's all I can really say on that matter. And of course, our 100% unbeaten run in the Champions League last week came to an end against the PSV Eindhoven, which we lost the game 3-2, and to be fair, they deserved to win. They deserved it, and they did enough to qualify. And I think I'm about to sneeze. I hate it when you know you're about to sneeze, but it is not going to happen. But I think it will. Bless me. I know, I hate that. You can feel a sneeze trying to like birth, and then it just doesn't do it for like another 10-15 minutes. Thankfully, this time it happened a lot quicker, so I'm happy about that. Though the problem is your eyes start watering after doing so. But saying that, the weather is a bit cooler today. It's 4 degrees. And that's all I can really say about the weather. But yeah, we are getting a bit of a cold snap. Tomorrow's weather is meant to be a little bit warmer, but to be honest with you, this time of year it doesn't feel any different. Though a few days ago I think it was quite mild, so that's really it. But yeah, I've not really done much since the last vlog, to be honest with you. Just the usual boring stuff. Just usual boring stuff. Sorry I'm scratching my neck. It's a bit itchy today. I don't know why. Does that sometimes, but yeah, that's it. Your body is weird. I'm weird. Everyone's weird. If you're not weird, then you're an idiot. I don't bloody know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I think I will call the vlog an end here. I hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. So take care everyone, and have a good day.